Speech and language impairments is one of the most common characteristics in individuals diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. In fact, according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, nearly half of individuals diagnosed with autism do not develop speech or develop very limited speech capabilities. Because of this, it's very important to teach communication to individuals with autism, and there's several different ways that you can do this. Some common ways to teach communication are with teaching sign language, using speech generating devices, or using systems like the picture exchange system. The communication system that I'm going to discuss and model in this video is American Sign Language. Something that needs to be considered prior to implementing sign language training is the learner's fine motor capabilities. With sign language, you're also often communicating with your hands. You're using different signs and manipulating your hands in different ways, and that can be very difficult for somebody who has trouble with their fine motor skills. Because of this, when teaching signs to individuals with autism spectrum disorder, typical signs are often modified to the learner and either left as modified signs that are recognizable to individuals that person might interact with on a daily basis, or they're shaped up into typical known signs. The sign that I'm going to focus on today is the sign for water. So the sign for water is using the W and tapping it twice on your chin. While this might seem very simple to you or I, it can be something that's very difficult for individuals with fine motor difficulties because manipulating their hand can be difficult. In fact, I even had some trouble getting my fingers to go the right way for the W. So if this is not something that you think is capable for your learner, another modified sign might be just to teach the sign for drink, which is like you're holding a cup and bringing that to your mouth. When teaching new signs to individuals with autism, something that you should do first is pair the item with the sign. So here, every time I'm presenting water, I'm going to say, water, here's your water. Do you want water? You make sure that they know that this is water. While pairing the sign for water with the actual item, you're going to also want to make sure that the individual can produce the sign for water. So here you're helping manipulate their fingers to form the W, teaching them to bring it to their mouth, and always having water present while you're doing these teachings. Before we're teaching the individual to request the item, you want to make sure that they have the capability to actually make that sign. So this may take a little bit of time, but don't give up. Just try to figure out what works for that person and make sure that they can make the sign before you're teaching them to request with the sign. One way that I like to teach my learners how to identify the signs and produce them is by having them label the item with a sign. So here I'm asking, what is this? And prompting them to say water, either by modeling or physically prompting that to their mouth. And again, what is this? Water. Maybe I'm going to show different signs, different pictures, different examples in the real life of water, water bottles, water in a cup, water in a fountain. These are all water, so that they can generalize this sign to what they might need. Once you know that your learner has acquired the skill and can produce the sign for water, it's time to start teaching them how to request using a sign. So when you're teaching a learner to demand or request for an item, you're going to want to withhold the water, hold it in your hand, make sure that they're motivated for it. Maybe they just came in from playing outside, or they just had lunch, ate something salty. We want to make sure that they actually want water, or else your man training won't be efficient. So here you are having water present. Maybe you'll ask, what do you want? Or see that they're tired. You look really thirsty. Water? And you're prompting them right then to say water themselves. And as soon as they produce the sign, whether you're physically prompting, modeling, whatever you're doing to prompt that learner, maybe they're doing it independently at this point, you instantly want to give them that water to reinforce them for that new skill that they're trying to acquire. Independence is your ultimate goal when you're teaching communication. You want them to be able to request things on your own. So in order to get to that independent level, just gradually withhold and withhold and withhold until your learner is independently signing for water all by themselves. Good luck.